Going on, everybody? It is Bobby G back again with Bobby's Book Review. Tuesday, today. Buckle your seatbelts, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen, because today's book is by MedBest called Thank You for My Service. I've read this twice. I'm about to go through it my third time, so I can tell you right now. This is not a book for people who have thin skin. This is not a book for people who are easily offended on either side of the aisle. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, because as you can see, he's got both colors behind him. So, and you know, he is a MedBest. For those of you who don't know, he's a former Army Ranger. He was with the 2nd Battalion of the 75th Ranger Regiment, if I remember correctly. He is a former PMC, which for those of you who don't know means Private Military Contractor. He is also the founder of, co-founder, I should say, of 3 different companies. One being Article 15 Clothing, which that's an inside joke of the military. For those of you who don't know, it's kind of one of those jokes that if you were a veteran, if you know about Article 15, you know what I'm talking about, and you know what he's talking about, and you get the joke. He is the co-founder also of Lead Slingers Whiskey, and he is also a co-founder of the coffee company known as Black Rifle Coffee Company, which is, you see the designated logo here on the cover. And really, it's an interesting book because he goes a little bit into a little bit here and there, how he grew up, kind of his more, I guess, nerdy side. Growing up as a dork, played in an emo band. Son of a Vietnam vet who was a Marine. Father was a Marine. Brothers were Marines. He decided to go different. He went Ranger. And, it's no joke. When you're just even basic boot camp, speaking as a veteran myself, I'll tell you, even though I went in the Navy, boot camp is no joke. At least when I went through. At least when he went through. Them 8 weeks. He's like, you really want this? You better prove it, dadgummit. But he is, again, I really gotta emphasize. I've read this book quite a few times. He talks a lot about his 5 deployments that he did as a Ranger. He was out for 2 years, tried to go to school, didn't go so well, and the proof of that is that there's a particular chapter in this book called Snowflakes in Los Angeles. If you get the underlying meaning, you know what I mean when I say that. It felt like he was losing his soul there for a second, doing private security, and just got into a few situations where he's like, this isn't helping me, this isn't good for my health, mentally, spiritually, however you want to slice it, because he got out cold turkey after 5 deployments and was a pretty salty dude. Decided to go private military contracting, decided to do that. Also a few fun and adventures, and I use that phrase loosely, because depending on what your idea of fun and adventures is, it's going to be a wild book. And all along the way, I've read a lot of military bios. I've read quite a few. I have quite a few. This is not like one I've ever read. Ever. This is the most politically incorrect book you could possibly read in terms of military books. But I tell you, if you can hang, if you've got a thick skin, all right, if you can handle the macabre humor, if you can hang, it's worth the reading. But I tell you, again, there's a lot of gruesome stuff in there for a lot of stuff that he experienced. And even after he did his stint in the military, being Rangers, after he did private military contracting, at some point he started to look at his life around him, and he was starting to wonder, can I maybe do this in the civilian world? Is there a way to build that camaraderie? And really, what this book really shows is that he really became a pioneer in what we know as businesses that are by vets for vets. Himself, Jared Taylor, Eric Hafner, and as well as Vargas and others, they really helped him a long way. They really helped him build the brand. And, it's there really wasn't a whole lot of veteran-owned businesses before these guys. There's a few now, and maybe there have been one or two here and there beforehand, but none with as high as a profile. And he kind of talks about that. He kind of talks about how he formed his company. And also, he does a lot of YouTube videos. It's Matt Best, Matt with 1T, Matt Best 11X is his YouTube channel. The thing that got me onto him was the video that's called "You Might Be a Veteran If." And all I could really do was, when I saw that video, first of all, I was like, okay, who is this guy? Second of all, I just watched that video, and all I could really say, as a war veteran myself, as a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, all I could do was just look at that video and go, yeah. I couldn't say squat. I really couldn't. I could just look at that particular video and go, yeah. I've either seen some of those things or I've done some of those things. And just even thinking about a video puts a smile on my face, because it's just one of those things where you have to be part of the veteran community to get it. Also, that being said, it also, talks about something that actually isn't really talked about, because a lot of veterans who do what he did, or what we veterans as a whole did in our community, those of us who were part of Operation Enduring Freedom and/or Operation Iraqi Freedom, which I was a part of, or I should say I was part of that conflict. It's the thing that he makes different is that he talks about in this book that a lot of veterans, are put with this broad brush of post-traumatic stress and what have you, and that they act certain ways. And he actually has a lack of post-traumatic stress disorder, which is very different. Because he enjoyed doing his job, and that's one of the other main things he tries to put on this book, is that a lot of us who are veterans are actually not ashamed of our service at all. Because not just because it was our job, but because it's like, a lot of us have an attitude out here of we are proud of the fact that we served our country, that we defended our country. Does that mean we're okay with what a lot of politicians either said or did? No, absolutely not. No. Especially now, no. But it's a thing of we serve at the behest of the people, not the politicians. And there is a difference. But yeah, if you get a chance, read this, check it out. Like I said, this is not a book that is for the faint of heart. Like, this is not a book. If you don't have a dark sense of humor, if you don't have a thick skin, I have to repeat this, I really do, because, they made a movie called Range 15. If you have not seen the movie Range 15, or even a clip of it, if you can't handle crazy, I don't give a crap kind of humor, this book might not be for you. I'm just giving you a fair warning. A couple pictures from the book. Matter of fact, he's got a picture on the bottom, this one right here. He says, "This should have been the book cover, but the publisher wanted something more respectable and grown up with less guns." It's like, he made a movie with William Shatner and Keith David. Listen. Look at that. Crazy stuff. But, yeah, if you get a chance, please read it. And please do it with an open mind. And please please, I have to ask of you. I am a man of faith, but y'all gotta know something about me. There is that veteran side of me that enjoys some not so politically correct humor. I mean, I grew up with George Carlin, Bernie Mac, gosh, who else? The late great Robin Williams. I should say all of these are late great comedians. You know, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, you know, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr. The list just goes on. Sinbad, Gabriel Iglesias. You know, George Lopez, Eddie Griffin. I mean, the list of people that I listen to go on that are just not. If you know these comedians or some of the comedians that are out there, you know good and well they're gonna say stuff that people are gonna be like, I can't believe they just said that. And I bring that up to say that this book is no different in terms of humor. It's that humor that just does not care, does not give a crap, doesn't hang like that. Again, I personally very strongly recommend this book. This is actually one of my favorite books. If you read this and you find out that, wow, Bobby G has a sense of humor that I didn't really expect him to have, I really don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, you could be someone who's not a veteran. I mean, you could be someone who's a coffee barista in the Pacific Northwest. You could be a whole different bunch of people, but check this book out. That's my book review for today. My name is Bobby G. Day 2 this week. Hopefully a few more to come, Lord willing. We'll see where this goes. Y'all take care. Stay informed. Stay reading. Stay up to date. Another book coming on the way. I'll see you later. Peace.